Good evening, everybody, or whenever you're watching that. This is the May PTA meeting. It's the second to last one, the only last one we're doing at night. And here we are going to be talking about elections and a lot of cool stuff. If you're watching this on a recording, I want to know who you are. Reach out to me, Taylor Malik, Com of Comms. And now I turn things over to outgoing President Joel Ja. He cannot run again.
Thanks. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen, or Dustin, are you gonna share the screen? Would you like to do it?
Yeah, I can.
Thank you. All right. So let's flip through these slides. Taylor mentioned we're going to talk about elections in the upcoming year. For sure. You could see I'm gonna just do a 2-minute teaser on the elections, the election positions, the new positions, and then we'll get into doing some budget review items and then committee reports, and then back to in-depth looks at the roles. And I hope that the current board members, if you guys are on, you can say a little piece about what it's like being in a role. Okay, so next slide. Why PTA? We support the school in a big way. You could see that our budget is about $250,000. That all goes to the kids in the community. We're trying to foster the community with diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we're really funding a bunch of programs that the school would be without if it wasn't for us. Lots of arts, lunch and recess staff, and more. There's a lot that we are doing, and we're filling in gaps to where the New York City DOE budget's falling short. So it matters. Next slide. Current board. This is who we are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I stopped counting. Nine spots. I think next year the total is 15. We added a bunch of roles, deputy positions to get people enticed, join, help us be diverse. You look below, you've got the committees. I've highlighted the things that are currently active, extended day, school supplies, World Culture Night. Woo-woo, that's next week. Next slide, please. Upcoming events. This is the end of the year. We're in the home stretch now. World Culture Night, something we'll call out again. There's going to be a couple random holidays, so keep your eyes out for those in June. PTA elections. Keep talking about it.
Let me just earmark that
June.
first Friday is actually Wednesday the 4th because we have those two weird holidays on the 5th and the 6th. And that's important because the award ceremonies for the lower kids, for the younger kids, are on that Wednesday the 4th. And the last bake sale is that day.
I'm sorry, what are the holidays?
The holidays are the 5th is Anniversary Day, and June 6th is Clerical Day. That's a holiday for the kids, not for you.
Oh, but it says Eid. That's an Eid holiday, right?
Oh, again, yes, you're right.
Okay,
It was Anniversary Day last year. So
okay.
it must.
I just want to make sure we're just highlighting because you guys were like, it's a weird holiday. So I just want to make sure that we're.
No, not weird, just random because
Is it random?
well, not Eid, but Clerical Day. The fact that we've got the Thursday and the Friday
Oh,
off in
okay,
June.
you're talking about the clerical day. Okay, just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Juneteenth is it's on a Thursday this year. So another example where it's not a Monday, we have a Thursday off in June. So heads up. Next slide, please. make your PTA dreams come true. Yeah, 99% of decisions come out of committee. This is not a bad thing. Yes, it slows things down, but it makes sure that everybody's voices are heard this way. Roll up your sleeves, try to help us get stuff done. Committees aren't just talking. Honestly, maybe it's less talking and more action. I would love to just rename them action squads instead of committees because I feel like it's more real. It's how we operate. And then just flexibility, patience, openness to get things done. Next slide, please. Approval of minutes. Minutes from last month's meeting are posted. We have to approve them. I'm going to motion that we do approve the minutes.
Taylor seconds that motion.
If anybody is opposed, please let me know. This is a link on the website here. Okay, we're good. Next slide. School leadership team. This is a team of 5 teachers / administrators and 5 parents who help the principal put together the comprehensive education plan. We meet once a month, but there's a lot of work that goes on in between. Mostly the teachers actually take the load of that work. But the current thing we are doing right now, the last couple of meetings and the next one coming up, is squaring away our goals for the comprehensive education plan. There's a form that we need to fill out. There's a structure that the DOE gives the school to complete, and we're just trying to outline goals that are measurable and we can hold ourselves, the school, the community accountable for. The principals roundtable is another extra meeting monthly that the principal started up so that we can highlight and do more focus on equity and inclusion. Often these 2 meetings go hand in hand. Often we'll see the same people join both. And we are focused on equity inclusion. We're actually, one of our goals in the CEP that we're trying to figure out is how to make diversity and inclusion a goal, a measurable goal in involvement in the school. We had it as part of our CEP last year. It seemed like there was a measurable increase on the very specific topic that it was. We'd like to broaden it and just nailing down the language and making sure that it is actually measurable and so we can hold ourselves accountable is where we're wrestling with right now. I think I saw somebody ask when the SLT is. We just had one on Monday this week. That was May's. June. Flip back to the calendar slide. SLT, student leadership. It's early, June 2nd. And it's going to be a combo equity meeting, SLT meeting, because June's the end. We're running out of days. All right, next slide, please. Where are we? Okay, election ramp up. This is the same slide I had in the April meeting. I just want to go through what our new positions are, what we currently have. On the left, you could see current elected board positions. President, secretary, and treasurer are mandatory. Without those roles, we can't have a PTA. These are DOE rules. The rest are board positions. Deputy treasurer, assistant treasurer, vice president of community, VP of enrichment, VP of development, which is fundraising, and the commissioner of communications. The SLT is an elected position as well. There are 5 parents, as I mentioned. The president is a de facto member. And then there are there are 4 other parents this year, and it's a 2-year term. And this year there are 2 open positions that we need filled for starting in the fall. So please consider yourself for that as well. On the right side, proposed additional elected
Joel, pardon,
positions.
pardon
Yep.
me for just a second. Ms. Villanueva is here and ready to translate, and I think she needs
Okay.
you to set that up.
All right. Let me try pushing some buttons here. And
I can take over where you left off. On the right are the proposed deputies that we're going to add. These are more bite-sized roles, but they are a seat at the table, which is important, and also a more gentle on-ramp to taking a larger role in working with the PTA.
to be clear, all positions are up for new blood. We do have some folks that are willing to stay on, which is great. We struggle to find 1 volunteer per role, so don't feel like these are like going to be contested, ugly political battles. It's luckily not that, but we do struggle to find at least 1 person per spot. We don't intend to fill a spot just for the sake of filling a spot. We want a volunteer who's going to be engaged. I'll get into a little bit more of that detail on the next page. But as Taylor mentioned, they're deputy positions, so don't feel like, everything sits on your shoulders. Even if you were the VP and not the deputy VP, still doesn't all sit on your shoulders. We're a team. I'd like the PTA board and the greater PTA leadership to continue to act like a team. It'd be fantastic. Below you can see proposed liaison roles. These are not elected positions. They're more or less appointed. But as I said, we struggle to find even 1 person to do a role. So it's just obvious. It's just volunteers. Anybody who volunteers, hopefully. We're trying something new for next year. We'd like to do a liaison for each program in the school. So the general education, ICT and bridge class, Spanish dual language, French dual language. And the reason is we want to make sure that these programs feel like they have a conduit for communication to come to and from the PTA as needed, and also for inclusion and diversity to make sure that not just by race, but by the program that your child's in, that we're representing and hearing everybody's voice. Next slide, please. Right, and more pitches. Filling your role doesn't mean it's the only thing you get to do. No, just because you love fundraising doesn't mean you don't you're blocked from volunteering for World Culture Night. It's not like that. You won't be alone. We all work as a team. We need your presence to be the diversity in the PTA. And that last bit here, each role must keep equity and inclusion at the forefront of all decisions and discussions, is key. We try to do that with everything. Next slide. I think we're switching topics now. Budget. Budget and treasury report. Monica, you may be on. Do you want me to just talk through this?
Monica would like you to talk through it, please. She's a little
Sure.
too right now. Thank you.
No problem.
And I am not Monica.
All right, we're getting to the end here. All of our big fundraisers have been done. If you look at the bottom right, you want to get right to the bottom. You could see that we had a goal of raising 253,000. The actual, we're at 232,000 right now. which is pretty sweet.
That
Will
is
we hit
awesome.
253? I don't know. Last year I didn't think we would hit 250, and we did. We had a bit of a boost where there was a very large donation at the end of June that didn't hit until July, so we got sort of a head start on our earlier in the prior school year. We may. We will not spend $253,000 though. I estimate we'll actually end up spending 248 or so. And then if all the initiatives that we've got left over and all the money that we are due is collected, then maybe we'll be about $7,000 shy of our expenditures, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So congratulations to everybody for getting this far. This is fantastic. Next slide. We got some things to vote on up top. I wanted to mention the amount of money that we've got in the bank. So if you look at the right side, we put $200,000 in a CD so that would grow interest for us. This CD will be up at I think it's September 1st. So the next board could figure out what to do next, but we'll get a couple $1,000s from that with the money just sitting there. And also to point out that if we're $7,000 shy of our expenditures, we're going to be fine. We're a healthy PTA and we'll be okay. Things to vote on. So we have to increase expenditures for accounting costs. We had been tracking that as one line that included accountant fee for filing taxes, QuickBooks, which is a subscription we use for the software we need for accounting, and the transaction fees, which are credit card fees and PayPal fees and whatnot. Most of those are paid by donors. So it's not extra expenditure for us. It's just something that we have to track because our platforms, GiveSmart, they pay us gross and then they take back their fee. So because it's an expenditure out of our bank account, then we need to track it and vote on it being okay, essentially. And in prior years, we didn't necessarily track this because PayPal gives you net. PayPal doesn't give you gross. They take the fee. They just pay you net, as do some other platforms. We had Give Butter for a while, and that was just net. It's cleaner, but less transparent. And it's better for the donor because if they do cover the costs, the fees, they can write off the total amount that they donated, not just the $25 minus the $1.50 or whatever it happened to be. So because of this, our expenditure number is going to go up. So the ask here, the vote is to have it increase by a bunch. It'll be by from $3,550 to $8,700, and that'll cover these three, and then we'll just keep them line itemized in the budget to make it more transparent going forward. The $7,000 shy that I mentioned earlier already incorporates the fact that we have to increase this expenditure. So that's about 48,000 I think we're going to spend including this increase. I'm sorry, 248,000. So anybody any questions? Anybody want to talk about what this is?
You want to roll all three of them together into a vote?
Yes, I do. So I want to say a motion to approve this change, these 3 bullet points here.
Are we raising hands?
I need somebody to second it.
I second it.
Thank you. And then I want to just count the nays. So anybody opposed This usually goes faster. You could raise hands or something. Wave. I see no opposes. All in favor then. I see at least one hand. So
Aye.
so the ayes have it. Thank you. All right. Next slide, please. Budget planning. We are supposed to have at least 3 budget meetings. I don't know, I can't remember if that's our bylaws, our PTA bylaws, or if that is mandated by the DOE, but it is a good idea. Last year we had 5, and that covered it. We've had 2 so far. We've gone through community items and thought about how we want to spend our fundraising efforts. I'm going to take the screen share over so I can just give everybody a visual here. The orange highlights are things that are new and we sort of talked about wanting to change. School supplies is a thing. You'll see that we plan on taking in as much money as we're spending. So this will be a net zero. But essentially, if you've missed all the other messaging that we've sent, the school supplies when you did it in the past, just ordering the supplies that the teacher wanted, it came up to $100 per student last year on average. And rather than doing it that way, and I think only I can't remember how many families participated, but less than a quarter. But if we do this in bulk, so we buy in bulk, this is something PS9 modeled for us. They're doing it successfully. Buy all the students' supplies. The vendor will be Staples. Then it comes out to came out to $35 a student for PS9 when they did it this way. And we're essentially spending the same or less, I'll just call it the same, for everybody to have supplies rather than just like a quarter of the kids. And the per student cost is drastically lower. So that's the point of this one here. There are meetings, there's a committee, there's absolutely an effort to push this forward. So message me or Yoko if you want to get on board. I spent a lot of time on that topic. I'm not going to do it on all things. What I really wanted to show was that we are picking apart the budget. We're adding lines, we're taking away lines, increasing numbers, decreasing. And right now, where does it leave us? It leaves us spending much more than we're making. So this obviously is not going to be the final version of our budget, but it is draft number 2 in a line of drafts until we nail down exactly what we're looking for. Next budget meeting is TBD. I wanted to see how far we got in the first 2. So we'll share that announcement through the usual channels, Parent Square. It'll be in the newsletter, WhatsApp groups, et cetera, et cetera. Please join if you want to help us work this out. Have any interest in taking on some leadership next year, anything, would appreciate it. Okay, I can give the share back. Hi, everybody. Next slide. All right.
That's me.
Yes.
Maybe you saw that article in Gothamist yesterday where all parents were complaining about their kids' schools' WhatsApp groups, like they were hoping they could just send their kids off to school and then never have to be notified about it. I was at first patting myself on the back going, well, nobody complains about the WhatsApp groups at PS 133. Could I have the next slide, please? because there are several people on this call who have gotten gentle private messages from me saying, stop saying thank you on a group chat. Oh my God, it's hell, said one Brooklyn parent. Probably once a week, I'll try to skim through, but there's so much noise. I was like, that's not us. But then I saw the line that like all the parents interviewed for this wanted to remain anonymous because they were afraid of retaliation from their school. So if you were one of the people who spoke to this reporter, I want to know who you are because I'm going to kick you off the WhatsApp group. Could I have the next slide, please?
It was me. Bring it, buddy.
I have only two announcements from communications, and that is that before the end of the year, if you're on a WhatsApp group, you may not be the administrator, but remind the administrator that you need to remove all reference to this year's grade, classroom, and teacher, because none of those things will be the same for your student. But come August 28th, when we probably have homecoming on that day, there's going to be a flood of new people joining the umbrella WhatsApp group, and they're going to be presented with a list like that and go, oh, that's my teacher. And we need that. We need those groups to be available for the people who need to join them. Everybody in your group already knows what the group is for. You can just call it, hey, fun time summer, and you guys can use that group to coordinate. Obviously, there's a lot of shuffling and retrading that happens in the fall. Next slide, please. This is my big project for next year. I am entertaining answers. What do all of these photos have in common? And I didn't take them all, so that's not the answer.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You took all the pictures. No.
No, I took all except for one, but that's not it. These are all photos that next year, these are all photos that I don't think any parent would have a problem with if the PTA used it internally. That's in Parent Square, in the newsletter. If we throw it up on, you see that picture of Ilan Zosu? Oh no, look down in the lower left where I know that kid because I shot him during the rehearsal. That's Ibrahim Faye. But when I post something out on the display lobby monitor, I never use a kid's name because that's a public place. But the rest of these things, next year, we're going to do an opt-out campaign and say, if you've got a problem with the PTA celebrating the joy, achievement, and participation of your kid on a daily basis, if you don't want us to do that, then join this special list. Otherwise, we're going to assume that you're okay with it. I got to iron some things out. We never use kids' names on social media. We rarely use kids' faces on social media. If we do, we go to the parent and get the extra consent that we need. This is, of course, has nothing to do with the DOE's media release policy, which is about photographs that they might use on their website, or they want to invite CNN, who's going to be doing a story on Ms. Didier, and they don't want to have to get releases from every kid in the kindergarten who might be in the background. My problem is that when I ask people, hey, do you mind if I use this adorable photo of your child doing an adorable thing? They go, yeah, I thought I signed that release at the beginning of the year. And then it's like, no, that's the DOE, we're the PTA, it's different. They don't care about us. So this is coming next year. Talk to me about, I'm gonna look at, yes, you get a badge if you took the only non-Taylor Molly photo. Actually, there's two of them on this slide. I'm gonna work out more details for this, but watch for a new opt-out campaign where you can say, yes, I'm totally fine with you celebrating the achievement of my kids. Next slide is the last one for communications, and it's the spotlight on a special volunteer. There are so many choices every month, and this month we chose Scott Sanders here, getting his hands dirty in the garden in the rain, but he is also Mr. Set Builder, for the musical. So
He's
please
also
share
missed
your
the movie night
appreciation.
as well.
What's that? Oh,
He's also missed the movie night.
yeah. So share your appreciation with Scott when you see him next. We all look up to him, both literally and figuratively.
That was good, Taylor. That was really good.
That's what I do. I'm done.
Next slide. Yoko and Lewis.
We're up. Oh,
Hello,
John
everyone.
decides to sing. Hi. Um, all right. Community. Lewis and I head up the community committee, and we take care of these things and more. A lot of those um deputy and kind of breakout roles that were created were a way of trying to spread more community involvement, spread more community love by having more people assigned to various different positions to expand and fortify the community's role, because it's just too much for two people. Next slide, please. Next slide. So this is just kind of some thoughts, questions on those deputy roles. Maybe you want to be a DLP ambassador. Hugo, who is a pre-K and fourth grade parent, has already raised his hand to be the French DLP liaison. I'd love to have a Spanish DLP liaison. I'd love to have someone who has a kid in the one of the bridge classes or in the ICT classes. And of course, a gen ed rep. I think this is all really helpful for parents just to understand the program that their kids are in and any questions that they need. I like this. Do you want your kid to have fun? Of course, we all want our kids to have fun, right?
That's the most important thing we do, is make sure that kids have fun.
Exactly. Yeah, we're the spend money, not raise money committee, if that makes it sound more fun. Next slide, please. All right, here are some pictures from World Culture Night. Lewis, you want to give well, actually, no, I was going to ask, is anyone on this call never been to World Culture Night before? You can speak up or raise your hand. Everyone here has experienced a World Culture Night.
Oh, Dustin has not, no.
Dustin. All right, Lewis. Tell Dustin
So,
what he's in for.
World Culture Night is our end of the year school party where we celebrate the diversity of all of the PS 133 community. And so, because it really takes all of us to show up and show out, we're asking everyone on this call to make it a point to volunteer your time and your food to this grand party. So there is a sign up list for volunteers, and there's a sign up list for everyone to donate a dish. You will bring that dish on the day of the event, and we will set you up. We will give you all of your your props and all the things that you need to make sure that meals are shareable. And we have lots of fun events for the kids. We have arts and crafts tables. We have performances from our dance troupe. We have music. And most importantly, it's an opportunity for you guys to network, and party with your kids, in this last big shebang before the end of the year. Uh, One of the important things that we do at this event, other than, showcase our kids, is really kind of like show what the PTA does, particularly what the community committee does, and really try and recruit parents to participate in, our committee and participate in the PTA, because it is really, it's a wonderful thing to be a part of. All of the things that you saw on the previous slide are things that, you know, we need and that our children demand. And so we expect you guys, you know, if you're interested in, you know, in being there for your kids, this is the committee to do it. And so, you know, we hope that all of you will participate. World Culture Night is 1 week from tomorrow. You know, and we hope to see you there.
All right, next slide. I put a couple of videos in because I think videos sometimes work better than pictures. And again, it feels like I'm not convincing anyone. Dustin, I know you're probably going to be there, and everyone else knows what they're in for. But next slide, there's a video. So last year, one of the difficulties you can click it to press play. One of the difficulties we had was that we did not have enough food to feed our whole community, which is such a shame because one of the really, really important parts of this evening is that we all eat together as a community. So it doesn't need to be homemade. You can buy something, you can order something. It can be cookies, it could be you know, a dish from your, you know, favorite restaurant. It can be whatever can help feed the community. This is some of my husband in the striped shirt making his crepes, which he'll be doing again next week. And then next slide. I wish we had audio on this, but yeah. And you'll get to shake a leg with some senior leadership as well. Anyway, if you can spread, for those of you who are already on this and know what it is, you don't need to, you know, do anything. We know you're going to show up. But please spread the word amongst your friends and other people in your, you know, ask your kids' friends in their class, are you going? Should we go together? Do you want to bring something together? Also, you don't have to serve the food. We have some volunteers ready to serve at the food, teachers and church volunteers. So you can just come and drop and enjoy the party as well.
One thing that's really important to mention is, you know, if you're not apt to, you know, make food, or you just don't have the time, or, you know, you don't have the, you know, patience, we're also in dire need of drink donations. And so you can go to the newsletter and click on World Culture Night, and you'll hit a Amazon wish list where you can see an assortment of of drinks that you can donate to the event.
No booze, unfortunately. This is a school after all. But thanks, everyone. Is Diana here for
Yep,
learning
I'm here,
diversity?
Yoko.
Okay.
Hi, good evening, everyone. We'll be meeting for our next Learning Diversity Committee, our final meeting of the year on June 17th. Hopefully the weather will be cooperating and we'll be able to meet in the garden. For new members, we invite you to come join us. It's a wonderful opportunity to be with other parents and families, either in person or virtually, and talk about your child, talk about the school, any concerns you may have. We talk about accomplishments. So yeah, please come join us. Our final meeting will be June 17th at 8:15 in the garden. And if it rains, we'll be moving it to the PTA room. Thanks, everyone.
And just to clarify, this committee is for families who have kids who learn different and like to be and want to be in community with other families who are going through the same thing. Families who get it, like myself, like Charisma, like Diana, and many others.
Is Lily on?
Oh, she said she was gonna be on.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is Lily Dalt speaking. I'm the chair of the Pride Committee. We had a really awesome gathering at the end of April in the garden. It was our first in-person gathering. We had a bunch of families from PS 133, and then we had a bunch of families from the surrounding neighborhood and some of the other community schools. It was a great way to brainstorm, get some ideas for what we could do with our committee, and just build connection. And now we are gearing up for Pride, which is happening very soon. All of June is Pride Month. So there'll be lots of activities all around Brooklyn and Manhattan, all the boroughs for the whole month. We are going to march with the New York City Department of Education group. They have a District 13 contingent. So we're going to join them. The march starts at 7 p.m. So it's a late march. It goes from Fifth Avenue, starting at Lincoln Place down to 9th Street. And a lot of people who've done it before said that they try to prioritize the school groups, so to have them step out first, because they know it gets getting near bedtime, and also bring wagons if you can, so you can just bus everyone home quickly when it's time to go. We're going to meet up before the march at PS 133 and have a dinner and maybe make some signs or decorating things together ahead of time. And District 13 is going to provide us with shirts. I am a little late to the game. Today is the deadline to sign up for shirts. So I put the link there. If anyone wants to march with us, please sign up to get a shirt. And that's just our QR code to join our WhatsApp group if anybody isn't on there already and wants to be. Next slide, please. And then here I listed a bunch of the other awesome events that are happening around the city in June. The New York City Public Schools is having a family pride picnic in Staten Island on Friday, June 6th, which is a day off from school. It looks like they're going to meet up and ride the ferry over together. So that looks like a really fun event. And there's a link for that. I don't know if we can put it in the chat. It's in the comments section. I don't know if the person running the slide can see the comments.
Yep, it's up.
Oh, great. Thank you. So that has more information on how to sign up for the Pride picnic. And then the day of the Brooklyn Pride Parade, there's a bunch of events happening earlier in the day. There's going to be an event at the Old Stone House from 1 to 4. There's going to be an event at PS 56 in Fort Greene from 3 to 5. And then at the end of the month, there's going to be a big youth pride event here, 16 and 17 in Manhattan, the afternoon of the day before the big Pride parade. So yeah, so it's going to be a fun month, and I hope that we'll see some of you guys at the march on the 14th. And that's it for me. Oh, I forgot to mention there's also a fun run happening in Prospect Park the day on the 14th. And I think there's going to be a District 13 contingent in that run. So if you want to be connected to them, let me know. And that's it for me.
I will add that walking the parade, even though it's a late evening thing, was so fun last year. And it was so joyful. And everyone on the sides who it comes out to Brooklyn for Pride just like explodes with smiles when they see all these kids waving their flags and things like that. It's a really, really joyful, fun event to be at. So if you're down for, you know, a potentially late night for your little ones, it's not that late, but you know, it's really fun. So sign up and get your t-shirt so that you can walk with D13.
Hey guys, we've got a garden work day coming up in June on June 8th, and then we've got our native plant sale on June 14th, the following weekend. So we're gonna need a lot of help. We're gonna be putting out a call for volunteers. We need people to help us pot up plants and sell plants, but also really to advertise. Like, I feel like advertising really makes a big difference on this sale. We did one in the fall where we made a few $100s, but we did one last spring where we made like $1,700. And I think the difference is, well, luck in having good weather, but also just really getting the word out. And so we really rely on the community to be sharing the message about this sale with any groups you're in, any community groups, if you're, you know, if you're part of a local community garden, or if you have any connections to like local politicians who might be able to advertise this in their newsletters, please reach out, let us know. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of help with that. And then of course it's spring, so we've got Brooklyn Seeds classes happening on Mondays, and we've got open garden hours on Friday afternoons. And you should come by. You never know, there might be cake. All right, thank you guys.
Is May here? I lost track. No. Okay. The second cycle, 2 out of 2 for grants, for teacher grants, was completed, and those grants were awarded. You could see the teachers who won grants, including Ms. Villanueva, who's on this call. So congratulations to those teachers. Congratulations to the parents that helped the teachers get their applications submitted. The kids really do feel the impact of these this effort, this grants. Thank you.
Hey folks, Geneva here from the Extended Day Committee. I'll turn my camera on, I think. Couple updates. One, team registration is open. We had a webinar with them a few weeks back, and they really walked through their program, what makes it special. They answered a bunch of questions from the community around, just who the counselors are, what sort of activities they're doing, what do they do during the recess outside time, etc. And it really is a great program that we're hoping to bring in. So registration is open. All of the information you need is on the link that Dustin just dropped. And there's also a recording of the webinar on the website, which I think is that same page. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to email us at Extended Day, but we're really hoping to get our registration numbers to the 45 kids by August 1st. So we still have plenty of time, but it cannot hurt to, if you do sign up, share with your classes, share with your community within the community, to really help us get this program into 133. It is incredibly affordable compared to our other paid option right now. And this is something that we really would like to have at our school. It's also really just well designed for parents and has a lot of great flexible options. We also have a survey out. We posted it about a week ago. We'll do another posting of it in the next week. We have had about 50 or so responses, but would love to get more, just gathering what sort of enrichment classes you'd like, if people have needs for different times of day, just really gathering feedback from the past year so that we can use it to improve going forward. And then just another short plug for the camp guide. There are 4 more weekdays off between now and the end of the year. And so if you're in need of a camp, the guide makes it really easy to find those that are for services. Thanks.
Carla, is that going to be you, literacy?
Yeah, that's me. So I'm Carla. I'm one of the co-chairs for the literacy committee, and we have a few updates. Next meeting is going to be on June 20th via Zoom. We're trying to figure out some stuff for next year, including a library cleanup, as well as starting to think about programming and author visits, to set up for the next school year. Our next and last author visit of this year is on June 12th. And if you know Dragons Love Tacos, then you know Dan Salmieri. Him and Sophia Haas are going to talk about this is a new book that they are releasing called Next to Me, and they're going to talk to the 4th and 5th graders about illustration and art making. This visit, we would like to get some volunteers. It's really just being there just in case something comes up. So ideally, maybe someone from the fourth, fifth grades. There are 4 sessions, and there is a link. Thank you, Dustin. There's a link to that, and yeah, if someone can sign up to help during that morning, that would be great. We changed our email to PTA literacy, self-explanatory, and we have now an author visit program page on our website, on the school website. So hopefully that, it's something attractive to prospective parents and families, and people just, can take a look and see what's going on and what's coming. Yeah, and the WhatsApp group is there if people want to join. Thank you.
Is there anyone here from the Performing Arts Committee? Well, they had a big week, a good big month. Do they have a meeting?
I don't think, I thought I saw Melissa, but maybe,
No, she said she wasn't going to make it.
okay. So I don't think so. Not that I'm gonna step in. Although I do know that there will be a bunch of kids performing at World Culture Night, both dancing and singing. So I think parents whose kids are performing will have received. Geneva, did Layla say that they've already gone out or they will go out?
All the permission slips went out on Monday, between Monday and today. And they
Okay,
all need to be returned by this Friday.
great. Okay, so parents, check your kids' bags for permission slips so that they can entertain us next Thursday at World Culture Night.
Yeah, great job, Performing Arts Committee. It was marvelous May was manic May, and you guys pulled it off. Good job. It's not done. It's not done, but we're doing well. Next slide, please.
All right, development. So thank you all for a very successful spring social. If you bid on items, if you came to the party, if you talked it up, we really had a great time, and are thankful for everybody that supported. It's our second biggest fundraiser of the year. It's the kids' turn now to do some bidding. So the Staffel raffle is live. This is a chance for students to place a raffle bid on a fun activity with a member of the teaching crew or staff. And so things are like principal for a day, pizza party at lunch with a couple friends. There's some manicures. There's a dance and cupcake party. There's a mad science party. There's some really fun stuff. So it's the first year we also have a virtual version of it on GiveSmart, so you don't have to see the board in real life, but we will be out with the board if the weather is nice in the mornings or after school a few days between now and the end of next week when we are wrapping up the Staffel raffle. So we'll draw at the very beginning of June, and then you have June to do the event with your kiddo.
Geneva, should we have the
kids.
Staffel raffle board out next Thursday at World Culture Night?
Yes, I'm if we have a body to help man it, we will have it out.
Excellent.
So yeah. I'm also planning to have a refresh on our t-shirts out at World Culture Night as well. We have 3 new colors of the cool sort of Brooklyn Bridge 133 You Belong print. So if I'm not, or if we can get a volunteer to do one or the other, then we'll be there. All right, next slide. So the sort of wrap up thing for development, we have revenue share or partnerships, if you will, with a couple of different organizations in the city. So Barclay Center always offers us a bunch of different events that are going on there. And then we have a couple games lined up with the Brooklyn Cyclones that play at Coney Island. One next 2 weekends from now, I think, June 1st, and then one the last day of school. So it could be a fun thing to do with your class, to go down to Coney Island for a couple hours after school and then go to the baseball game. So we get $5 back for every ticket that we sell in both of these scenarios. And these are always updated on the revenue share page on the website. So enjoy. I think that's it for me.
All right. The following slides are going into detail about the positions, the board positions. We're already at 9:01, so I'm not going to run through them, but they'll be part of the slides so everybody could look. Also, Dustin did drop the link. You want to do that one more time, Dustin? The link to the roles is a website, web page on the school's website where you can. It's basically this. You can look at the detail. To have created the new positions, there was an update to the bylaws that had to be done. I have shared that out. We'll make sure I share it out one more time. But it is just basically to write these positions into existence. You can nominate yourself. You can nominate others you think would do a great job. That's what happened to me. I wasn't like, oh, hey, I want to be president of the PTA after joining one meeting ever. I didn't say that. Somebody suggested that I could do this. So if you don't want to suggest that you can do it yourself, suggest somebody else. And they're not locked in until they accept, and then, the voting happens, or the no voting because nobody's running for the position. So even if you've got questions, email any of us, message any of us, stop us in the hallway, or reach out to the nominations committee, which is Amanda, my wife, who's not running for a position, if you're wondering. That's my spiel. Dustin, you could flip through all these. Any board member want to shout out and say like what's awesome about their role, feel free. But we should wrap up in the next couple minutes.
The comm of comms is a terrible job to have, so nobody should run for it because I want to do it for another couple of years. But I do want somebody to run for deputy of discourse because I need that person to help me.
I feel like I should give a shout out to Michael Ben. Michael Ben is always there, man, and that's part of the gig. You just gotta always be there.
That's right. I get the perfect attendance award, but I don't have to say much. So, but I appreciate you, Louis.
I also want to shout out Dustin because these meetings got so much more useful that now that the URLs are being dropped directly in the chat regularly by somebody. So thank you for that, Dustin. Deputy of Zoom.
I think it's worth saying that, the old kind of expression of like many hands make light work. Often,
yes,
often it's if you hear anyone kind of expressing frustration with their role in PTA, it's not because they don't like what they do, it's because that they don't necessarily have enough people around them to support with the, full-time jobs and the kids and the extracurriculars and the other obligations that everyone has. We want to be able to do this really well, and to do it really well, it just, it needs more people to be involved, and we don't want to take away a lot of the wonderful things that we've established for the kids in the community. But if we don't have enough bodies to do it, then we have to, rethink a little bit how we engage, because it can be too much volume for the few hands that are on the board already. And so this is just an effort to continue the excellent, work in this community that has been set up for us and has been, developed even further in the past few years that I've seen. I'm a legacy parent, been here since 2017. And so I've really seen it flourish in the past couple of years, thanks to the wonderful, leaders that we have on the board.
And I want to just take a minute to, plug my wife and ask that if there's anybody out there that's really good at QuickBooks and likes numbers, my wife could really use your help. She's been doing a lot of tough work with Joel, and keeping the numbers, and keeping us on point is really, a challenge. And so I want to give her props. She's not here right now. My wife Monica Gutierrez. But if you are numerically inclined, we definitely ask you to join in the treasure effort.
And we are fortunate when compared to other schools. We do have an engaged parent population. We just want more. We want to be even better. We want to make sure we don't slide into negative space that there can be. So always being mindful of
And also
including
for any upper
diversity.
grade parents, this opportunity goes at middle school. They don't want to see you as much at school. And so this is your elementary school is your time to shine.
They're dropping like flies now.
Well, that's because we're at the end. We're waiting for you to say
Yeah.
we're adjourned or new business.
We can switch topics. Is everyone good?
We're good.
It's past 9 o'clock now. Okay. And we're done.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Everybody tomorrow.
Yay for the end of evening Zooms.